Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Lessons Learned, the dumbest thing I've ever done with money. My name is Suzanne, and I am the head coach of G.R.A.C.E Financial Coaching, which stands for Guidance, Resources, Accountability, Communication, and Evaluation. I help my clients build strong financial habits now so they can experience a more stable future and carefree life. I am super excited to be talking to my friend Joseph today. Joseph Botwinick is the owner of Botwinick Financial Coaching, and I cannot wait to hear the dumb things that Joseph has done with money. Hey, Joseph, thanks for joining me.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me here. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. So, Joseph, tell me a little bit about your coaching business first.
I'm the owner of Botwinick Financial Coaching. I started it last year during the summer. I help align people's hearts with their habits, creating a financial plan with wisdom and understanding. My passion is to help people who feel like they're stuck find ways to make their dreams come true and just, kind of get a financial plan that'll help them get out of whatever situation they're in and get to a better situation. I'm also a full-time band director, and I do this on the side. So it's been pretty crazy and hectic the last year, but it's been really fulfilling and good for us.
Yeah, teaching music to kids in school while on Zoom must have been an adventure.
It was crazy. Yep, for sure.
Yeah, I think teaching is probably one of the hardest professions. And I've shared this with Joseph before, but numerous people in my family were and are teachers. And to me, teaching, you just have to be on all the time. You guys are like the people on Broadway. There's no break. There might be an intermission for like 20 minutes, but there is no break. You've got to be performing for 20 or 30 kids at all times. And your specific type of teaching with instruments and things like that, it's not just making the kids be quiet and going over World War II, right? It's intense. So more power to you. I'm sure you are an excellent band director based on your personality.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's been interesting and fulfilling. And I also started teaching the foundations class to juniors and seniors this past year. So that was a lot of fun as well.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay, tell us how that's been going. So for our audience who doesn't know, Foundations is Dave Ramsey's basically middle school and high school curriculum. So your school started a Foundations curriculum.
That's correct, yes. And
that's cool.
Yeah, it was really pretty awesome. I really enjoyed teaching it, and I had several seniors and juniors last year who came to me after school was out and just said, hey, that really helped me. I had one senior in particular, he's joined the military. And he said, the stuff you taught me saved me a lot of money. And he just talked about how much he appreciated that.
That is awesome. So that was your first year doing that?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Are you going to be doing it again this fall?
I think so. Yes.
Awesome. Oh, good. I really hope so, man. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten on a consultation with people, and the first thing they say is, I didn't learn any of this in school. No one teaches you this in school. We actually had a college prep class that was discontinued the year before I would have taken it. And that included like balancing a checkbook and things like that. And it was completely discontinued, I think, my sophomore or junior year. And so I never took it. But I can only imagine the kids that really needed it. I would have been one of those kids. How beneficial that would have been if that class had been continued. So that is awesome. And let me tell you, the military needs more people who know how to handle their money. I am allowed to say that as a military spouse. So I am really grateful that kid took what you said seriously, because he is going to be the smartest person in his platoon or command, or depending on what branch you went into. So that's great. I love it. So absolutely. Joseph, I created this show to help people realize that even though you and I might be the financial experts now, everyone does stupid stuff with money. So Joseph, what is the dumbest thing that you have ever done with money?
Well, we'd have to go back to close to the beginning of our marriage. My wife and I had been married, I guess, about 2 years. And, we never really had a whole lot of money in the first 2 years. It was pretty, I don't know, we were living very meagerly. And, that second year I got a job in the mountains here in Arkansas as a part-time youth pastor. We call them bivocational ministers. And I was making about 10 grand a year. And at that same time, I also got my first teaching job as a band director, and I was making $20,000 a year, which by 97 standards, wasn't too bad. It was decent money back then. You'd be living under a bridge today, probably with that kind of salary. And my wife was teaching at a school for special needs kids, and she was probably making about $15,000 a year for that. And we got a little crazy, we got a little ahead of ourselves, and we thought, hey, this is more money than we ever thought we'd see. And so the first thing we wanted to do, we were driving this old beat up Chevy, red, is big red, I think is what we called it. And, we were driving over a mountain to get to work, and, over the mountains through the woods. And, we just decided we wanted a new car, something reliable. You've heard that before, right? And, we went to the closest Toyota dealership to us, which is about a half hour away. And we bought ourselves a brand new 1997 Toyota Camry LE.
Ooh.
I think, yeah, I tell you what, we were like, we're going to live fancy now. It's our turn. We haven't had much, and now it's our turn. That was our mindset.
Right. Okay. So we're making $45,000 in 1997. I mean, when I graduated college in 2015, I was making $35,000. So yeah, 45,000 combined household income, and especially in your area in 1997, that would have been a heck of a lot of money. So the Toyota Camry LE is pretty much one step below a Lexus back then. Right. That was like the high-end Toyota.
It was a nice car for sure.
Yeah.
I remember talking to my parents about it before I went down there, and I talked to my sister, and they're all telling me, "Don't do it. You're going to regret it. You're going to regret it." And I was like, "Hey, y'all already got yours. I'm going to go get mine." Okay. And we went. I think we financed that thing for like $23,000 or so, and it was okay for a while. And anybody that's worked in church work, you know that your job is never very stable at a church. Okay. And I was still young and stupid, and hadn't really figured that out at that point, but I did really quick, because things just didn't go well at the church, and I was asked to leave. I think about a few weeks after we bought the car, and about $10,000 of our salary went away just like that. I can tell you what did not go away is that $300 and something a month car payment.
That's what I was going to ask. How much per month was that car payment? Because that you can't just return the car.
Yep. I think it was about 320. It's been a long time ago. I can't really remember. It was in the 300s. I can tell you that. And those were some of the toughest, hardest times of our life. I can remember it was really just the grace and mercy of God that kept us eating and kept us from going bankrupt during that time. We canceled our cable. We stopped eating out altogether. our entertainment was basically reading books, playing board games, and maybe watching some DVDs that we already owned. Our grocery bill every week was like $20 or less.
Wow,
Okay.
that is impressive.
Yeah.
And so did anybody, did your parents or your sister give you the old "I told you so"?
You know, they were very gracious to us.
Good.
You know, they're like, you know, look, you made a dumb mistake. Now let's see if we can pull you out of it, you know? And, you know, we made it to the other side.
Right.
I'll say that. Okay.
Yeah.
And we learned to live on a lot less for an extended period of time. And, you know, eventually I ended up with a better teaching job. It was going to pay me more money, with actually less responsibilities all dumped on me. Okay. It was at a bigger school, so you had a lot more help. So that was a good thing for us, and we made it through the other side. Unfortunately, that was not the point where we stopped doing stupid with our money, but we didn't do that again. You know.
Well, so for this specific example, for the car thing, if you could go back to that conversation in that old red Chevy and that drive to that Toyota dealership, what would you guys have done differently?
Oh, I think we would have kept that Chevy.
Okay.
Because it was in decent shape. It got us from point A to point B. It wasn't the most comfortable vehicle in the world. It wasn't the nicest vehicle in the world. It didn't look very good. But you know, yeah, we would have kept that car until we could have afforded something a little bit nicer, and we wouldn't have gone into crazy land with that Toyota Camry.
I love Crazy Land. That's awesome. What do you guys think you got out of having to live on $20 of food a week? What was the benefit of this dumb mistake, of this car error? I mean, because I think that was it probably a big, I know you said there was other stuff you guys did later on, but learning to cut back on the entertainment, on the eating out, on the groceries, did that help? Did that carry you guys through other situations?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, fast forward, I guess about 15 years or so from that point, when we finally, you know, heard about Dave Ramsey and his program and started getting serious about getting out of debt ourselves, it showed us, yeah, we can live on a lot less. And you know, we made it through this, we can make it through this. And on the other side of living like this, we're actually going to come out better off than we were. And instead of just basically just trying to survive, we were able to come out thriving on the other side.
That's awesome. I think that's, you know, that is probably the best lesson any of us can learn, right? Is we do something stupid with money, but we know that we can get through it and we can fix it if we start to do the right things with money. Yes. So I think living on, man, I mean, right now, I wish I could get my grocery bill down to $20. That would be amazing. I mean, I can't imagine what I'd be eating if I spent $20 for the two of us.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I said, I can't imagine what we'd be eating on $20 a week right now, you know, with the cost of everything going up. But that is such a huge lesson and such a huge takeaway for you guys. So Joseph, thank you so much for your honesty and sharing your financial blunders with us. I hope everyone will join us next week for another episode of Lessons Learned, the dumbest thing I've ever done with money. And make sure to subscribe to G.R.A.C.E Financial Coaching's YouTube channel. Thanks again, Joseph. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.